What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. Now, I want to talk about Tyson Fury. I want to talk about Oleksandr Usyk. Now, this is a fight, if you guys remember, last year, whenever they first started talking about the fight, and I said to you guys, when people was talking about his size, people that talk sports and all these other boxers and people that was talking about Tyson 6'9", 273 pounds, he's powerful, he's this, he's that, he's the greatest heavyweight of all time and all of these things. And okay, fine, I don't really care about all of that talk and greatest of all time claims and everything, but at the end of the day, Tyson Fury has his flaws, he has his mistakes, he has things that he do that people don't touch on, they don't bring out, and I see everything. I see the good, I see the bad, okay? I see what he's good at, what he's not good at. A lot of people try to turn a blind eye to it. Now, I can sit here and break this shit down, I've done it before, but that's not the purpose of this video. What I want to say in this video is this. Now, we've seen him and we've seen Usyk. Now, me watching him, I clearly feel like Usyk is the better boxer between the two. Usyk knows how to adjust and readjust, and this is what may happen in this fight. You know, I saw Tyson Fury hitting the pads. I've seen him trim down a lot, and I told you guys when they first started talking about this fight, I said, you know, for people talking about how big he is, I said, first off, I don't see that style he fought Wilder with working on Usyk. See, they had this in their head that he's this is David and Goliath, some big giant, and he's going to come swinging, and Usyk is going to be running for his life, and Usyk can't hurt him. Usyk is not going to be able to get to him, and all of these things. And I'm saying, you guys seem to forget what happened when he fought Otto Wallin. Otto Wallin, you know, he gave him a run for his money. I don't think anybody sees Otto Wallin as being better than Usyk. Okay? So, at the end of the day, anyway, me watching him, that style is not going to work on Usyk. For one, he was able to do that to Wilder because Wilder doesn't know how to box. Wilder has a very low ring IQ. Wilder is one-dimensional. And even coming forward, Wilder's best chance of beating you is knocking you out. If Wilder can outbox you, it's more than likely you're afraid to get hit and you're holding back and he's jabbing and because Wilder doesn't put punches together. He doesn't throw combinations. He has no footwork, you know, and Wilder doesn't know how to control range and distance. Wilder is careful and he stays back and he waits and he'll catch you slipping, like I always say, and he'll throw the shot. Other than that, that's all Wilder has. There's nothing else to him. You think that Usyk is going to stand there and walk to every corner in the ring backwards, not knowing what to do? No. Usyk can fight off the front foot. If he needs to get on his bicycle and move, if he needs to use lateral movement, he can throw punches off, you know, awkward angles, all of these things. If Tyson Fury thought the way that people that talk sports and all these other people are talking about his size and his how heavy he is, do you think that he would have trimmed down so much and tried to become as light as possible and as fast as possible? Absolutely not. I told you guys, I believe he's going to try to make this a Thomas Hearns versus Leonard type of fight. Stay behind the jab, keep it long, be first, keep Usyk on the outside, and have to make Usyk try to work to get inside. Now, how easy that is and how hard it is, we'll see come fight night. My thing about this particular fight is this. Tyson Fury embarrassed himself. He embarrassed the sport of boxing, the so-called heavyweight ambassador, and he now is in a position of, okay, I have to redeem myself. So no, he's not coming in at 273 pounds. Fury will probably be around 250, you know, because usually on fight night, at his lightest weight is like around 253 or something like that. So he'll be probably somewhere around that mark. Usyk will probably come in at 230 something. So it'll be like a 20-pound difference, something like that or whatever. Usyk, and let me say this. Tyson Fury is not a strong guy. He's just big. Okay, he's not no really physically strong guy. He's just a big guy. That's it. if you see like even the weights he lift, you see him trying to do jump squats and burpees. The dude had, and it's funny because he said no stiff white man can beat me. Like, Fury, you have no rhythm. You're stiff as fuck too. You just, when you box and you're shooting your shots and you're moving, I think he thinks he looks like some swift, like really slick. Like, he used to move and slip and slide and all that shit, whatever. But bottom line, I never was impressed by all that shit he was doing. But anyway, it works for him. Fury does what he does. And to me, I feel like what he needs to do is keep Usyk on the outside. You understand what I mean? Like I said, make Usyk work to get in, which I believe that's what he's gonna try to do. Now, because he's naturally bigger, he may think he's the stronger guy, and he'll probably at times try to walk Usyk back. And all that. Usyk is too smart for that shit. I think Usyk is gonna, step to his right, gonna keep his jab working. When Fury jab, he'll probably jab with him, jab to the body, move, throw his shots on top, counter, and stay low. When he gets in, get out. And basically, punching mitts is not the same as punching an opponent. Like Bruce Lee said, boards don't hit back, right? So what you think is gonna happen when Fury, like, you guys see Fury throwing these shots and moving and people praising him and talking about how sharp he looks and he's fit, he's ready. Okay, fine. He needs to be. Hope he is. He needs to be. Now, I want Usyk to win this fight because I feel like I said, the heavyweight division will flourish more. I feel like Usyk appreciate boxing more. Fury's really pretty much about himself. Not boxing, but himself. He feels like boxing owes him something. Everybody owes him something. He did this. He's the reason that they're having fights in Saudi. All this shit he's talking about. And he's already talking about retiring after Usyk. So, to be honest with you, like for me, you guys know me by now. I don't care about your words. Words don't impress me. You can say you're going to knock somebody out. You can say you're going to beat somebody in 2 rounds. You can say, whatever. It doesn't make a difference what you say. You can say you're going to put on a master class of boxing and go in there and choke. So I don't care about words. And, he's promising he's going to defeat Usyk and he's going to do this. Okay, good. So people are saying when Fury's motivated, he's this, he's that. Great. Because he's going to need to be. Now, who's going to win this fight? That's what we're going to find out. I want to see Usyk win. I think Usyk has everything he needs to win. It all comes down to how you put it together on fight night. Now, what I don't believe is all of a sudden Fury's rejuvenated and we're going to see the Fury of old, fleet of foot, dancing, moving, and all this. No. He may try to, mimic that type of shit, but again, you're in there with a guy in Usyk that has a high ring IQ, and basically, if they're playing chess, it's gonna be about, like I said, adjusting and readjusting. And as far as Fury, if he's motivated, if he's hungry, and he really wants to win, well, the fight, shouldn't, believe me, you find in a fight that when your opponent is just as motivated as you, it doesn't matter what you say. Sometimes it comes down to a battle of attrition, like who's in better shape, who can keep going. Fury wants to be as fast as possible. He wants his hands to be fast, his feet to be fast, he wants his movements to be fast. One thing you have to understand, the type of style that you're picturing Fury fighting with moving and him talking, when is the last time you saw him do that? Right? And when you think about it, I'm telling you, Fury's legs will not move him around that ring the way they did back in the day. And like when he fought Klitschko, Fury doesn't have that anymore. Fury, with this walking down style and trying to muscle guys around, well, if you're longer and you're trying to come in throwing hooks and uppercuts, and see, this is how he got dropped by Wilder, fighting on the inside and being careless. Hearns would come in behind the jab, quick, swift power shots, keep the jab pumping, come in, throw to the body, and see, Fury gets in there and try to get cute, hands down, trying to throw uppercuts in the inside and one shot. And this is how Wilder caught his ass slipping. And see, my thing with Fury is, I don't believe in the hype. I don't believe in the hype. So, I'm not saying that, like, oh, he can't win. No. I'm not saying he's gonna win. I'm not saying he's not gonna win. I'm saying I want Usyk to win. But I am saying Fury's still not the guy that people try to say that he is. And if he was, even though he went there thinking he was going to beat Ngannou because Ngannou's not a boxer and it was going to be a cakewalk, still in all, you didn't see that boxer instinct kick in of, okay, no, fuck this. This is my sport. I'm going to show you what I made. No, where was it? Where was it? You saw him go in there and struggle, right? You saw him have a hard fight with a guy he thought he was going to walk through. Well, if Usyk wasn't as big a threat to him as I say he is, do you think he would have went through all this losing weight? Huh? Do you think he'd have went through all this trying to be as fast as he can, as swift as he can, as technically sound as he can, if he didn't think Usyk was that big of a threat? Wasn't Fury the same guy that said fighting Francis Ngannou is a bigger fight than fighting Usyk? Fighting Francis Ngannou is a way more dangerous fight than fighting Usyk. Didn't he say that? Well, let's say this. If the difference is one guy can knock you out and more than likely the other guy will outbox you, a win is a win, right? So that's a stupid logic. And what he was saying that for was trying to say that him fighting Ngannou was not ducking Usyk. He's fighting a more dangerous opponent than Usyk. Well, I tell y'all what. This fight, now, things can happen. Somebody can land a punch and it can be lights out, right? But once again, one thing you got to remember about Fury. See, Fury only generates power when he sits down on his punches. When Fury's trying to like jab, flick and move and all, and I'm trying to be cute and all that shit, he has nothing behind his shots. Now, when he comes in with the 1-2, the reason why he has something on that is because it's him coming. When you notice, when he throws it, he's literally moving forward. And he usually throws it like if he's moving, flicking his jab out, and the opponent like rolls and moves and stay close, he'll flick, he'll wait as you come up, then he'll lunge in with the jab right hand. Okay, so that's why it has something on it, because his weight's behind it. Now, do you think Usyk is going to stand there and cooperate with Fury like that? Do you think that Usyk is the type of fighter that, he's going to see what Fury's doing and not make the adjustment that he need? So, people looked at the Dillian White fight, and I'm saying you guys act like every time Fury has a fight, when he wins, you act like the Wallin fight never happened. You act like the Cunningham fight never happened. You act like he didn't try to duck Usyk and AJ because he knows the danger. And this is where I'm saying, don't get caught up in people's words, man. It's all about what you're able and capable of doing in that ring. Usyk wasn't the one trying to duck and give ridiculous demands and ultimatums. It was the other way around, and there's reasons for that. So my thing is, now that the fight's here and it's gonna happen, well, him guaranteeing a win don't mean shit. Okay, he got to go in the ring and prove it. As I said, I want to see Usyk win, and for several reasons. But regardless, may the best man win. So this is not about a prediction video. This is not about and look, Usyk has everything he needs to beat Fury. Fury has size and reach. Okay? If he fights and use his size and reach, and he can keep Usyk from getting in. See, and the thing with Usyk, when you're shorter than someone, people they figure you trying to do a Tyson or Joe Frazier type get low. When I say get low, no. Usyk is going to keep his hands up. He's going to come in on an angle. He's not going to come straight in. When Fury's throwing that jab, Usyk is going to parry that shit. He's going to step to his right as a southpaw. He's going to throw that jab. He's going to throw down to the body. He's going to look to see what type of counters Fury's throwing. See, this is the type of shit Usyk does. Okay? Fury, on the other hand, he tries to keep you out on the end of his shots. He tries to time you. You understand what I'm saying? And he tries to get openings with, like, when he gets close, like I said, that's when he really makes himself extremely vulnerable. So even if Usyk doesn't have the kind of power to really hurt Fury, when we don't know, that can also come back to haunt you. Because, see, guys who are not known to be devastating punchers are crafty fighters. They can wind up catching you with some shit, and all of a sudden, you like, why the fuck am I on the floor? I mean, Ali wasn't supposed to knock out George Foreman. No. Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield wasn't supposed to knock him out. Wasn't supposed to stop him or whatever, That wasn't supposed to happen. Devin Haney wasn't supposed to go in there and fucking drop Regis Prograde and dominate him like that. Nah. See, and this is what I'm telling you. Daniel Dubois thought Usyk couldn't hurt him. And he thought, like you said, he's going to do what AJ couldn't do, right? That was his words. It's easy to say this kind of shit. We know the body shot situation. And I believe Fury's going to try to target Usyk's belly. He feels like, I'm going to land them body shots. He can't take body shots. Now, Usyk being a southpaw, I'm a southpaw, okay? Usyk being a southpaw. When Tyson Fury, and see, even if Tyson Fury tries to switch up, Tyson Fury's not good at southpaw, first of all. Don't fall into the hype. You seen him switch southpaw against Ngannou and did absolutely nothing. And the reason why he switched southpaw against Ngannou is because he couldn't find what he was looking for. He didn't like what the fuck he was looking at. Like, nah, okay. He switches up southpaw, and then Ngannou switches up southpaw. You're fighting a fucking guy with no fights. Yet, he got you shook, scared of a power shot. Scared of a fucking power shot. So, yeah, you know what I mean? He's not good at southpaw, so switching up is not going to help him. So the thing is with him trying to throw body shots at Usyk coming from the southpaw stance, being tall, he leaves himself open for counters. See, and that's what people got to understand. Usyk don't have to knock him out to beat him. Usyk can outbox him. Now Tyson Fury, like I said, if he fights like and use his size, if he's able to do it, if Usyk can't nullify that shit, well, Usyk don't want to be on the outside of his jab all night. I believe that they know this. I believe that they're paying attention. They know, okay, yeah, he's going to try to outbox me. That's why he's trying to get so light. And at times, if he tries to, let me see if I can walk him back and muscle him around, that shit doesn't do anything. Usyk has better stamina, and you got to also remember something about Fury. See, don't get sold by him hitting those mitts. Fury's punch output is not that much. Fury don't throw a lot of punches around. Usyk throws accurate shots. So, for a man already talking about retirement, already made up in his mind he doesn't want to fight Anthony Joshua, the hunger that he's showing to me is more of a psych job. All the talk he's doing about how he's going to beat Usyk, but I feel like he's trying to make himself believe it more than anybody else. And we'll see how things go. But as far as the training videos and all that, I don't care about any of that shit. I don't. And so now, for the fact that people always talk about styles make fights, right? Well, if you feel like stylistically you think that Fury is better. Now, he's not better. But just like Sugar Ray Leonard is a better boxer than Thomas Hearns. Well, that's what I'm saying. You need to fight Usyk. You need to fight him. Tyson Fury is no devastating puncher. So even for the fact like he's throwing these shots and trying to catch him, and I'm not saying that, look, I saw him land punches on Ngannou. You seen him land that jab right hand. You seen him catch, and it did nothing. So when people talk about, in Fury tell I couldn't even budge the guy, I hit him with everything, because you're not a big puncher. That's why. You have to sit down on your punches. You were scared to sit down on your punches. Why? Because if you sit down on your punches, you leave yourself more vulnerable to get cracked with a power shot. And that's why he was pit-patting like that. So again, you thinking Usyk can't hurt you, then all of a sudden, you like, oh shit, what did he just hit me with? Believe me, it can happen. And the thing is, Usyk is not going to go in there thinking, okay, I'm going to go in there and try to just throw power shots. No, he's going to outbox Fury. That's what he's going to come to do. This is my game. I'm not falling into your trap. I don't care about you losing weight. That means nothing to me. When you're not as fleet of foot as you used to be, when you can't get around the ring the way you used to, and you've been trying to fight a certain style because one guy that you beat is claiming to be the hardest puncher in heavyweight history, so you're thinking, if I can knock him out, I can walk through anybody's. No, you can't walk through everybody. And you know something? The fact of the matter is, when he fought Deontay Wilder, like I said, because he knows Wilder can't box, That's why he was able to do the things and had the success that he had. I look at it like this. If he, the fact, like when he got dropped by Wilder in those 4 times, and Wilder couldn't finish him off, that gives him confidence. So no, he's not worried about Usyk hurting him. But just because you're not worried doesn't mean it can't happen. And also, it's frustrating for a guy to be bigger and supposedly stronger, but he's getting punched in his face. He can't catch the guy, can't hit the target the way he wants to. And then you see, like, damn, you know what, man? This guy's getting desperate. And then Fury might find himself where he has to get a knockout to win. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if Usyk is behind on rounds, that's when Usyk is going to become aggressive. I don't think Usyk is going to sit back and lose rounds and not step his game up. See, but my thing is, people, they don't realize Usyk has respectable power. He definitely has respectable power. And it's about punch placement. It's about accuracy. It's not all just about sheer power. So, look, I want to see Usyk win. This is a fight that, for me, it's not like look, if it ends up being a classic, great. Great. But if it ends up being one-sided and Usyk win, great. If Usyk loses, I don't lose no fucking sleep. You understand what I mean? But I'm like, so when I'm saying, like, I want to see him win for the sake of boxing, that's what I'm saying. Because you have a guy who's about himself, and that the next best challenger out there after Usyk is definitely Anthony Joshua. That's the fight everybody want to see, but he's already saying no. So if he wants to try to put the best show on of his life and say, and this is what he wants to do, he wants to beat Usyk and say, this man, he already said it, Usyk beat Anthony Joshua twice. I just beat Usyk. That's what he wants to be able to say. And he's going to say, so there's no reason for me to fight Anthony Joshua. And if anybody says anything, Eddie Hearn or whoever, and they talk about negotiations or whatever, and he tries to pull an 80-20 or some bullshit number because he beat the same guy that beat 2 times, and then AJ tell him to go fuck himself, that's how it's going to go. Don't believe for 1 minute Frank Warren don't want that fight. Because he definitely does. He might not try to say something that's going to expose that he doesn't, to show that he doesn't agree with Fury. But at the same time, you better believe Frank Warren want that payday. Oh, he wants that payday. And he knows that's a massive fight. So, it's all about what the fighters want. That's all. And for a guy that's already talking about retiring, that's more pressure on him. And, he might find himself standing at the end of the fight trying to explain, well, I had a lot of pressure on me because, I really want to win this fight. And people ask me about AJ and this and that. And I had a lot on my mind. And it was, I wanted to go out on my shield and blah, 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 whatever. Doesn't matter. But let's not forget, there will be a rematch. So no matter who wins, there'll be 2 fights. And the reality of it all is, when I know that you're already saying that you're going to duck a fighter, I don't respect that shit. And for the reason that he doesn't want to fight AJ, that's an excuse. It's an excuse. So this is, like I said, it's not about a prediction video for me, man. This is like, bottom line, Fury is speaking really confident of himself. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We've heard so many people talk the same way. So many people talk and say the same exact things, and they go in there and lose, and there's always an excuse. Now, what I will say, because Fury, now don't get me wrong, because Fury can fight, but Fury is a weirdo. He's a real weirdo, and he just doesn't seem to understand, like, that hunger, that instinct to go in there and be the best will prevent you from saying you're not going to fight somebody. You already made up in your mind. So that shows me weakness. See, people don't pick up on these things, though. That's weakness. So it shows you he's more afraid of AJ than he is of Usyk. But the camouflage excuse is he beat AJ already twice, so there's no reason for me to fight him. As I said before, how many people beat up Derek Chisora and you still fought him? How many people beat up Emmanuel Char, but you was gonna fight him? You understand what I mean? So don't give me no that bullshit about you know, because Usyk beat him. That has nothing to do with you. That's weakness. So watching this guy hit the mitts and gritting his teeth and trying to throw the, like, listen, even when he was throwing the uppercuts, one thing I noticed about when he was throwing his uppercuts, his feet were facing and he's and I'm looking at him, I'm like, okay, all from what? A flat-footed stance. A flat-footed stance. So unless you got Usyk on the ropes, that shit ain't working. So my point is, he's in there throwing punches that he's probably never gonna land in a fucking fight against Usyk. That's what I'm telling you. It's all that shit. It might look flashy for the cameras, you know. It might look, people, oh shit, he looked quicky. Okay, now let's see what happens when you got fists flying back at you and a moving target, you know, that's fighting you back. Let's see what you have then. So I'm not impressed by that video. I don't even care about that video. I don't even care about the interview when he was talking about how he's going to beat Usyk and he's guaranteeing victory. It doesn't mean nothing. What I tell y'all about Regis Prograis, man, he talked a good one, right? That dude, there's nobody in the game that talk a better game than Regis Prograis. But you see what happened. You see how the fight played out. So yeah, I'm not caught up in all of that. So my whole thing with everybody and anybody who, you know, still think because somebody's bigger than the other guy that they automatically win. Do your homework, y'all. Go dig up some fights and you know, look at the size differences in guys. That's why I say, like, you hear me talk about Evander Holyfield. I got so much respect for that dude as a fighter, man, because that motherfucker was 206 pounds and he was fighting guys 250, 240, 255, 260. He was there fighting giants. And he's winning. He's holding his own. And, you know, Holyfield was 206, 6'2", but in his mind, he was 6'6", 250 pounds. He went there and fought, man. Holyfield couldn't do that shit if he wasn't ultra skilled like that. And this is why I'm saying, like, for me, when I look at these fighters and what they have now, it's all about you wanting to win. It's all about you having the mindset to understand I might have to get burned, stabbed, cut, bit, whatever, right? But I'm willing to go through the fire. And he literally did get bit, didn't he? But you understand what I'm saying? Like, you have to be willing to go through that. And, you know, also my thing, like I said, the psychological shit ain't working on Usyk. Somebody, I don't remember who the hell it was. I wasn't looking for it. I was just on YouTube, and I just going through stuff, and I seen a video. I didn't watch it. A lot of times people title a video, and then when you watch the video, they go the opposite direction of what the video is. It's just eye candy to get you to click on. But the thumbnail, it said something like, it had a picture of Usyk's face. And it says something, the description says something to the degree of Usyk is worried or concerned after seeing Tyson Fury's latest training video or something to that effect. And I do remember seeing like a short video. It wasn't the same channel though. And it was just like on the short, it was just showing, you know, Fury with the, you know, hitting the mitts and all that, like I said. And not impressed by that shit, man. Big deal. I can punch my trainer's hands. Okay, great. So what? You know, we'll see how it goes. May the best man win. Hopefully it's Usyk for the sake of boxing. But this is not the type of situation for me. I've been around too long and seen too much and been a part of too much and done too much to know. That shit doesn't mean anything, y'all. The talk don't mean anything. The signs of weakness, see, people don't understand weakness. They think that it's like, for example, my father, I remember him telling me a story, and it's funny because it's the same thing. My father would tell me stories and I would see things happen. Like, and the first thing I would think about is me and my father talking about that particular thing. And it's the same shit. And I remember my father told me one time, he said, the loudest person in the room is usually the biggest punk in the room. But if you listen to his mouth, his angry facial expressions, his intimidating presence, yeah, people think these guys are tough. They're like, but they're not tough. And after you whoop their ass, you be feeling like, man, I thought this dude was going to put up a real fight. Now, he said, now you do have tough guys that are bullies because they are tough guys. He said, but one thing about a bully, they can always give it, but they can never take what they can dish out. And I find that to be true. Not saying they can't fight, right? Not saying like, but yo, they can give it, but they can dish it out, but they can't take it. And you see when they're used to people crumbling at their feet, when they get, the fact that they're in a fight with you, no, you're supposed to be afraid. You're supposed to be shaking in your boots. When they realize, damn, this motherfucker came to fight, they wind up getting their will broken, not the other guy. Because you know what? They didn't expect that guy to be in the fight this long. They didn't expect this guy to stand up to them. And especially when you see a guy, let's not forget, I remember when Mike Tyson and Holyfield fought. People said the only way I see Holyfield winning this fight, man, he got to get on his toes and dance like Ali and just jab and move. Because as soon as Mike hit him, man, like he got to grab, move, jab, move, catch him, and he can't stand there and try to trade with Mike. Yo, he ain't gonna beat him like standing in front of him. He got to dance and move, man. I don't know if Holyfield could do it all night, but he definitely got to dance and be on his toes. And did you see Holyfield do that? But everybody told you exactly what he had to do based on what? Mike's invincible. You can't beat Mike. Yo, the Buster Douglas fight was a fluke. See, everything. See, when Mike got beat by Buster, everybody talked about, they was blaming on Robbie Gibbons at the time. And then years later, when the story surfaced that Mike Tyson was out partying with Bobby Brown and having sex with the Japanese woman over there and all that, ain't got nothing to do with Buster. That's his screw up. But if Evander Holyfield lost a fight, all of a sudden, he just lost. Holyfield lost his brother and lost his mother all right before a fight. He never said anything about it. See, people don't understand. It's easy to just talk shit and go by what commentators say, but you got to talk to the fighters. You got to listen to the fighters tell their story. And bottom line, the thing with Holyfield, man, for example, when Buster's mom died, people even used that. Oh, but his mom died. Okay, and so the whole thing was they couldn't just say, yo, Buster was the better man. It had to be, it was because of Robin Givens. I didn't see Robin Givens in the ring. They were saying Buster Douglas didn't beat Mike Tyson. Robin Givens beat Mike Tyson. And I'm like, wow. I know they trying to say that lame shit, and it had nothing to do with Robin at that point. I don't know what he couldn't been to in his feelings if he out here screwing other women, right? But bottom line, that is not your opponent's problem. They blamed everything except for Buster. Now, when Buster fought Holyfield, then people said, oh, he just got lucky. See, the way I see it, man, Buster got paid. He had that money. He came in there against Holyfield. He was really heavy overweight. Holyfield got him out of there in 3 rounds. And I don't think Buster I don't think he wanted to fight. I think at that point he felt satisfied with the money he got from Mike and the money that he made with Holyfield. And, I just don't think his heart was in it. Now, I think regardless, Holyfield wins anyway. But bottom line is, Buster went in there with Holyfield. He got knocked out in 3 rounds. And they made excuses as to why Holyfield won. He beat Mike because his mom died. Okay, Holyfield lost his brother before a fight. He lost his mom before a fight. And he never said nothing. So if you that doesn't secure a win. Because you angry and now you want to go in and kill somebody because your focus could be gone. Anything. So credit Buster for keeping his focus and being able to go in there and fight and do what he did. And that's all. Just say the better man won. But all this talk about how Holyfield had to run from Mike and he couldn't stand there and box him, and he did exactly what people said he couldn't do. So my thing with Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury is Usyk is not afraid of Fury. Fury knows that. It makes him extremely uncomfortable. That's why he's doing so much bullshit talk, trying to assure people he's going to win and trying to psych himself, y'all. So Usyk saying all these things that he said, it doesn't matter. Fury saying all these things he said, doesn't matter. Usyk is not afraid of him, and he knows he's not. So whatever game plan he comes up with, you have to execute. But once again, when he finds that his legs is not taking him around the ring like he need him to, and look at the Ngannou fight. Fury grabbed a hell of a lot in that fight. And believe me, even if a guy is not really hurting you with every punch, believe me, when you're getting cracked and it's like you can't avoid the shots, you get desperate. You get desperate. And then also, like, the reason, too, I believe he wants to be quicker and move and stay away, too, is because he knows it's very possible he can get hit right in that same spot again. And that cut reopens. And that type of cut that it was, I don't care nothing about how, like, being able to not really see it too bad, like you can't even tell where it is, the scar, okay, great. But believe me, that area wound up opening right back up again. And you know, look, Usyk can get cut. Fury can get cut. Somebody can get a nose broken. You understand? You don't know what's going to happen in the fight. You don't know. So, and I always tell you guys, I don't know what a fight is going to do when they show up. But looking at things in its proper perspective based on what we know about each other, each fighter, that's what I go by. Things like that as well. So, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm pulling for Usyk to win. You know, but and I believe he can. You know, what game plan they come up with, we'll see. We'll see. And one of the things, like I said about Tyson Fury, that makes me laugh is because he got so many people fooled with his confidence. Nah, he's not as confident as he tried to make it seem. He's definitely not. You know, he went through all of this cutting weight and trying to show videos to try to look impressive. You don't see Usyk ain't worried about none of that shit. Usyk is doing what Usyk is doing. You don't see Usyk making videos trying to show, yeah, I'm ready. I'm you know. And also, you got to also understand, people do videos, they label these videos. Stuff like Tyson Fury showing devastating and lightning hand speed. I'm like, I ain't see nothing devastating about his punch, and I ain't see no fucking lightning hand speed. I just saw him throwing punches. That shit was, what does it mean? Nothing. I got a neighbor down the street, 70-something years old. Yeah, he could sit here and throw some shit and go, oh, okay, you kind of quick, man. Yeah, okay, right. Nothing's coming back at him. I tell you guys this all the time, you know. Don't get caught up into the hype. Don't have people fucking with your confidence about a fight because they're talking shit. Because at the end of the day, you got to put up or shut up. And like I said, I can't tell you who's going to win. I know who I want to see win. And I told you why I want to see them win. You know, but, you know, like I said, Usyk has all-around skills. Fury has the reach, the height, and basically, if he can stay behind his jab, he might wind up winning a boring fight. And see, this is the thing, because if it's action-packed, I say Usyk wins. If it's a boring, dull, laid-back type fight, Fury got a better chance of winning a dull, boring fight, because if it's dull and boring, that means Fury's staying back behind his jab. He's not really letting his hands go, but he's keeping Usyk out, and Usyk is having difficulties getting in his long reach. I mean, look at the fight with Dillian White. There was nothing going on in that fight. It was a boring-ass, dull fight. It's not like Fury was landing a bunch of shots. You know, White just had problems getting in. And White has no ring IQ. Usyk is not going to be the same. Usyk is going to throw combinations, let his hands go, like I said, come over the top with his jab, come over with the straight, you know, over the top of the jab. And I believe he'll throw that, he'll get low to make Fury try to throw and sidestep around, throw punches off the angles. I mean, you know, these are things I've seen Usyk do to other fighters. And when somebody as tall as Fury, yeah, that's the best time to get that done, because if you're throwing punches off angles and moving using lateral movement, then you're not exactly in front of his jab. And now when you do that, he's going to try to throw the left hook or something to try to trap you. Well, Fury is really not good at throwing the left hook off the jab. He's good at throwing the right hand off the jab. The left hook comes afterwards. Usyk is not going to be there for that basic shit. You understand what I'm saying to you? And you got to realize something too. Usyk fighting Anthony Joshua, even though he won both of those fights, he's in there with a big guy much stronger than Fury. So you think he's worried about Fury's power? Not at all. And see, these are things that people don't think about. But AJ wasn't in the right mindset. So AJ wasn't using those tools and gifts that he have. You know. And by the way, y'all, it's March 21st. Aries Zodiac, you know I'm an Aries. Today is my birthday. All right? Just so y'all know, because I know people had asked me, like, yo, you an Aries, right? Like, yeah, so, yeah, like, yeah, it's not just the name. I'm an actual Aries, yes. Yeah. And that's today, March 21st is my birthday. All right? Just wanted to share that with the family. So, anyway, y'all, yeah, this is, hey, listen, you know, and here's my thing, y'all. I don't know Tyson Fury personally. Okay, I don't have to. I don't, you know, I know there's people I know and people I don't know. Okay, but you know, it's not personal for me. I don't sit up and wish bad things on no fighter, none of that. I just don't like the bullshit that they do. I don't respect it, and so I'm not gonna pretend just to make a video and say I accept something or I'm okay with something when I'm not. But when I say I'm not okay with something, that doesn't mean I'm angry or I'm home, can't sleep. Nah, I'm not worried about none of that stuff. In fact, the family's in there waiting for me. I took the time to make this video with you guys. They got the cake in there. I got visitors in there. This video is already over 40 minutes long. So, you understand what I mean? I might try to make some more tonight before I drop asleep, which will probably wind up finish uploading probably 4 or 5 in the morning or something like that. It depends. I don't know. I'll see how things go. But, yeah, you know, guys, this is, you know, when it comes to boxing, and this is the thing about it. It's just mano a mano. You know, and boxing can be a beautiful, yet lethal. It is a lethal, deadly sport. But the business model of boxing is so screwed up, and the minds of the fighters is that of the promoters now, the big wigs, the people that's cutting the checks. Because for you to stay the same and the business model change is rare. It's really rare. And the fighters that stay the same, you know, that don't have popularity, they suffer because it's like, yeah, I have all this skill and nobody's getting to witness it. So, you know, yeah, when you have a fight like this, it's like, this is one of the things you got to understand. Anthony Joshua did the number on Ngannou. Fury failed to do it. Not only does boxing flourish better if Usyk wins, because Usyk is not going to duck AJ and nobody else, and Usyk is not planning on retiring. But at the same time, people can say, well, damn, Fury wasn't the best. And AJ mopped the floor with Ngannou. Now Usyk just goes in there and beats Fury. And he beat AJ. So you got to say Usyk is the best fighter, right? Well, guess what? That sets up Usyk versus AJ 3. Now, if Usyk was to beat AJ again, it's undeniable. He's the man. But now, this version of AJ winds up beating Usyk, then it's like, oh shit. And people going to understand even more then. Now I see why Fury didn't want to fight AJ. He knew AJ was a threat. And he didn't want to fight AJ even before that. And it's funny because when he pretended he wanted to fight him, what did Warren say? It's like he's throwing him a bone. You know, he's giving him another chance. No, it's not. He saw the man at a weakened state. He don't want 100% AJ. He wanted AJ that's faded. But AJ is not sure about himself. But when AJ accepted that offer, you notice he started talking funny. Right. We know what that's about, y'all. And my whole thing with Fury, like I tell you guys, he's not nearly as confident as he pretends. And if he was, his resume will look way better than it does. You can't have that kind of resume calling yourself no greatest of all time. And then on top of that, you're talking trash about how you don't have to fight this guy, that guy, and already clearly openly ducking a fighter. And you don't even have the shame to know that there's people like Aries that see through this bullshit. But as long as his minions tell him what he wants to hear, and that's what they go by, they don't care. He doesn't care. Even if his minions was to turn on him, he wouldn't give a fuck. He's all about himself and that money, y'all. That's what it comes down to. So, yay for boxing if Usyk wins. If Fury wins, it's not a win for boxing. It's really not. And you got to remember, even though they moved Francis Ngannou down to number 24 from the 10th spot, he shouldn't have been in the top 10 in the first damn place. But even though they did that, you got to also remember, Fury might put that bad taste in your mouth. Should he beat Usyk? And go, I got one more fight left. And I'm doing it for one reason and one reason only. I want to rematch Francis Ngannou and shut his mouth once and for all so people know I'm not ducking this man, and this would be Francis Ngannou's third fight. because he has PFL fights lined up. So the next thing Francis do more than likely will be in the PFL, not in the boxing ring. So this would be Fury's opportune time to try to make one last go at it. And the fact that, okay, let's generate as much money we can from this fight, because what I don't want to do is jeopardize it. And if Ngannou lose again, then hey, because he already said Ngannou wasn't worth it, right? A rematch. But this is what I'm telling you. Just for his ego's sake, he might wind up doing that shit in one last big payday. But still never fight Anthony Joshua. So, all those things considered, man, I feel like for Usyk, what I respect about him is he don't need a bunch of extra shit to fuel him up. He just go focus on the fight. He's not a shit talker. He does all his talking in the ring. The thing I don't like, there's a lot of things about Fury I don't respect, but you know, again, I know Fury's full of bravado, man. And believe me, Usyk is far more comfortable about this fight than Fury is. Fury's the one, you know, think about it. Usyk is not insulting him. Usyk is not trying to get no war words. Fury sat there, remember, and said, what's not to like about Usyk? He's a likable guy. It's just business, man. I'm just trying to sell a fight, and, you know, it's just, yeah. Calling him a dirty, ugly, bug-eyed, dirty teeth, little ugly man, calling him a foreign and all that. This is all, it's not just that. Remember, he tried to do that little butt head shit with him, and Usyk pushed his ass right back and got right back in his face, and he didn't like that shit, man. Where was all that with Francis Ngannou, right? Remember when AJ got frustrated and he got mad, threw the belts out the ring? That was nothing but frustration, disappointment, and like, what the fuck? What am I doing wrong? What did he say to Usyk? How did you beat me? You're not strong. Now, he was angry too because he said he didn't like the fact, later he said it like, he was asked about it. He said he just felt some kind of way. He was frustrated because he lost. But he said that he saw an interview when Usyk was asked about Anthony Joshua, like what do we think about him as a fighter? And he says something about Anthony Joshua's athletic or he's strong. Like, he didn't say anything about his boxing skills. And he felt like it was an insult, like, oh, I can't box is what you try to say. I'm just athletic or whatever. And so, yeah, that frustration, what did he say? How did you beat me? You're not strong. Do you understand what I'm saying to you guys? So AJ didn't fight the right fight. He didn't fight a smart fight. He was trying, but now he gets it. I'm trying to play chess with a chess master, man. You understand what I mean? No. What did he say Ben Davis told him? Man, that's not you. You are a big, strong guy. You need to be knocking these guys out, man. You need to impose your will, work behind your jab, go back to what you was doing. Look, and now look at AJ now. You understand what I mean? So this is the type of stuff that boxing needs. People that care about boxing, people that care about, you know, what they bring to the ring, the way they represent not just themselves, but the sport itself as well. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't need fighters in here bashing each other and trying to talk trash just to sell a fight. It means absolutely nothing. But you see what I'm saying? With that frustration, AJ doesn't get it either at that time. This dude is not stronger than me, man. His punches, like he said Usyk punches wasn't hurting me, but they were landing, you know, and it's more of a accumulation with him. He has to, like, you know, but he's quick and he's there, and the second you go to respond, he's not there. And as soon as you think punch, a jab comes in you. And if you watch it, that's what was happening. You understand what I mean? He you know, AJ fought the wrong fight. He tried to fight Usyk at a style that Usyk is much better at. And it's as simple as that. And that's the thing. Usyk's brain, that's what makes him dangerous. Like Floyd always said, it's not just hand speed, punching power. It's like my brain is no fighter smarter than me. And Usyk is the type of guy, man. He's smart. He understands what's supposed to happen. And one thing I do like about Usyk, if you hurt Usyk don't come back scared. He comes back like, okay, you got me. Yeah, now I'm gonna get mine back. And you like, just like what with Dubois. Dubois folded with that body shot. Yes, he did. And let me also say, Fury doesn't hit anywhere. He doesn't hit nowhere near as hard as Dubois do either. Okay, but look at what happened when Dubois got up. He just started putting it on. When Usyk got up, he started putting it on Dubois. So, you know, with Tyson Fury, you know, this is no big, massive puncher. Stop that nonsense. He's a boxer that's been lying to you guys, talking about he's the hardest puncher and all this nonsense. No. Like, what are you trying to say? Wilder has the best chin in the heavyweight division and you knocked him out? Like, no. You don't have to be the hardest puncher. Holyfield doesn't punch harder than Tyson. Who's the one that got stopped, though? All right, so bottom line. It just comes down to the fact that Tyson Fury, he needs to psych himself up. Usyk don't need all of that. He's not in there talking about, I mean, look at Tyson. If you know how much shit he can say about this big bullet head motherfucking hairy Sasquatch looking motherfucker, you know how much shit he can say about him? That's not what he needs to do. He's focused on the fight. Fury's doing all this shit, all the insults, and that shit is not getting under his skin. So at what point does Fury not realize I'm wasting my time talking shit? Usyk don't even care about what I'm saying, right? It's childish. It's petty. So anyway, we'll see what happens. You know, and I want to see Usyk hand raised, but we'll see. If Fury can find it in him to get what he needs to win, and he earns the win, then hey, he earned it. But bottom line, he's still not good for boxing, man. And he's a hater, and he's a jealous ass motherfucker. And I don't, and that's some shit I don't respect. And I know any move he make is for himself. It has nothing to do with contributing to boxing. It's all about him. That's all. So, anyway, y'all, let me go celebrate my birthday with my family. And I wish everybody out there nothing but the best, good health, good wealth, peace and love, serenity in your life. And talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. I will catch y'all on the next video.